So, laying out the portfolio, I suppose I'm fairly easy with how that is laid out. Some people do come in with them on a laptop, for example, and that's fine to flip through, and sort of sometimes presents it in a good light, because you get sort of consistency that you might not get with lots of different printouts. If you've got good work, then that's what I would go for. Or and if you've got work that fits in with the style that I'm looking for at a particular time, that's my main criteria for choosing an illustrator, really, that fits in with the books that we're looking for. Occasionally we might use illustrators who just send in something on spec and we go, well, yes, it's very, very interesting. We could, well, how can we use this Illustrator? This is really exciting. But it tends to work the other way around for me, in that I'm looking for something and then I'm sort of looking to fill that gap somewhere. But I think if you do large work, then it might be nice to see some of the originals, but I wouldn't carry around a lot of them.
The work is what I'm interested in, but if you turn up and you kind of just look like, you're very unorganised and everything's in a mess, and it's hard not to make a kind of bit of a character judgment about people at that stage. But again, we are looking at the work. So I would come in and I would, don't panic. Before you come in the door, just calm yourself down a little bit, just, be confident. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to see, if I commission you, are you going to be able to do this work, or are you going to fall apart after 2 days and say, I can't get the deadline? So, just be confident, give an air of confidence. Just, obviously listen to what I'm saying, get across what you want to say. Just, if there's questions you want to ask, never be afraid to ask people questions. I would say never be afraid. I think people respect you much more for maybe asking questions, even if it's got an obvious answer, than kind of not asking something, and then again down the line into the job, something crops up that's a problem. When I'm actually looking at the portfolio, again, very much like a website, what I want to see is, I don't want to see millions and millions of pieces of work. I want to see just a good group of work that actually represents what you're doing now, the way you're working now, the way you like working, the way you want to work. Again, if you put stuff in there that you kind of don't really like or you don't want to do, you can almost guarantee someone's going to go, yeah, that's what I want, something like that. So it's pointless. Don't put stuff in. Again, personally, I love to see stuff like sketchbooks and rough drawings of anything I'm really interested in. That it helps me get a really good picture of how people are thinking and and what they're capable of and stuff like that. But I'd say again, it's hard, but be a bit ruthless with your portfolio. Chuck out all the stuff that you're not proud of, you don't like, you're not really wanting to work that way. Just put the stuff in that you like, and that's what you want to do. And be prepared to talk about it as well. Be prepared to talk about what you've got in there. People are going to ask you questions. They're going to say, "Why have you done this? Why have you done that? What did you enjoy doing it?" So be prepared to be able to talk about your work. And again, that will just help that air of confidence. Who we're going to use will depend on the seniority within the department who's working on that book. I mean, I'm senior enough to kind of make my own decision, but I'll always present to my kind of seniors. I'll say, this is who I'm thinking of using, and unless I'm absolutely convinced one person's right, I will just usually try and get a few samples anyway, just to say, look, this is a range, but this is the person I really think I should go for. Again, with licensing, some of it is directed, it's completely out of our hands and directed by the licensor. By the licensor, I mean the person who owns the property, so Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Lucasfilm, DreamWorks. And we've commissioned artwork on behalf of all those people. And to greater and lesser extent, some of them are very, very strict about who they use. And some of them, they'll actually, once we've suggested people, they'll go, oh, that's great, they'll be quite glad that we've actually sorted that out for them.
As an art director, you'd think I direct the art, which I suppose I do, but I'm certainly not the top of the tree. We've got quite a few people above me who not in the design process, but we have sales and marketing who a lot of say, and they have feedback from bookshops and from other customers as to what sort of things that they think are going to sell. So although I might be able to make a decision and say, well, we're going to go down this avenue and we're going to use this illustrator. It's possible that they might turn around and say, no, that's not going to work. So it doesn't always stop with me. But yeah, I would be generally the one who would be choosing illustrators, and if they don't like it, they don't know what they like instead. So it's up to me to then try and find someone else.
Okay, so once we've accepted you're going to do a bit of work for us, obviously you'll get a much more detailed brief from me, whoever's doing it. You'll get a contract. That's a very important thing. Yeah, you should really, and it's hard sometimes because of the whole, you want the work, but you should always try and work the contract because it helps both sides basically. Really, if either side doesn't do the job, then there's the contract there to back it up. So in that contract, you'll be given deadlines. I'd like to see this by then. I'd like to, pencils by then. Finished pencils, full colours, and we can talk about payment stages. If you want to be paid in one lump sum at the end, if you want to be paid in instalments, things like that. I would personally be contacting you going, how's it going? I won't do it all day long every day, but I just like to know you're doing it. I find it very reassuring when an illustrator contacts me first. If I'm kind of thinking, I wonder how it's getting on, and then suddenly a JPEG comes into my inbox with, oh, this is how far I've got. That's good. That will vastly enhance your reputation with the person you are working for. If you can keep one step ahead of them in letting them know you're getting on with the job, rather than them having to chase you all the time, in the back of their mind they'll be flagging you as like good, reliable person. Give them more work. You have to expect changes as well. I mean, you can't be too precious. In fact, you can't be precious at all. Not even too precious. You have to be able to expect people to go, no, we really need this taken in another direction. Obviously, if you get a certain way down, people have approved pencils, people have approved final roughs, and then they go, well, actually, no, we want to completely change this. It is your right to say, well, hold on, I may need some extra payment for this, we may need extra time on the deadline, and that's what contracts are there for. That's why I say they're so important. They can help you as well. With the job that I do, licensing, it can be particularly difficult. Licensors, you've got to remember, these are going to be people almost on the scale of George Lucas, people like that themselves. They're not going to care one bit about letting you get right to the end of a job and going, actually, no, I don't like it, start again. It's then down to us, really, as the kind of intermediary, to renegotiate with you what we're going to do about that. But you've got to be prepared for knockbacks, so it will definitely happen. The finished job, these days, pretty much, we will expect supplied in a digital form, so you're kind of looking really to be responsible for your own scanning and getting it to us and that kind of thing. The settings and stuff, it depends what you're going to do. If you've got your own scanner or if you're going to take it somewhere to be scanned, we'll give you general settings and guidelines.